Coach Dani, and welcome to 12 Days of Something. Today I want to take a moment and talk about stress with you all. Now, stress is a topic that gets thrown around all the time, at least in my circles. I'm sure yours as well. And I just wanted to bring to your attention a few things. Maybe you know about them, maybe not. But after we talk about a couple different tools or tactics of ways to think about stress, I want to take you through a visualization as we prepare for 2023 and as we think about our relationship with stress going into the new year. So first up to bat, let's talk about a study that came out about 10 years ago. And this was a really interesting study. We probably know that the long-term effects of stress really negatively impact our health and is related to death. Honestly, at the end of it, it's increased risk for death. This study, however, not only focused on how stressed these individuals were, but what their perception of stress was and its impact on their health. And it turns out that if you perceive yourself to have a high amount of stress and you also perceive that stress very, very negatively impacts your health and can cause death, you are 43% more likely to die than someone who perceives themselves to have a high amount of stress, however, does not perceive stress to have negative impact on their health. Now, let that sink in for a moment. It's almost like saying that how you perceive stress is what kills you instead of the stress itself. So we're going to take a moment to try and reframe our mindset around stress. Now you think about what happens when you get stressed, right? The heart rate increases, your focus, your mind is focused, and you are able to pay attention to what you're trying to, overcome in the moment. Your oxygen intake has increased and your muscles are ready to go. And so all of that, painted as a picture of what our superpowers are when we are in a stress response, allows us to do a lot of amazing things that we wouldn't be able to do if our body didn't respond that way. So I want you to start thinking about your stress response as your own superpower. It allows us to do so many things, and actually stress is probably quite natural and necessary for us to be able to survive in this world, right? It snowed 2 inches today, and on our way to work, if I wasn't a little bit stressed, maybe I would be able to focus on the roads and what I was doing, and it could have led to a car accident. So it is very necessary. Now, I think this is just wonderful. This other point about stress I want to bring to your attention. Also, this study came out about 10 years as well. So we've known this stuff for 10 years, if that makes you feel any better. It certainly didn't make me feel better. But here's the deal. If you have experienced a lot more stress in the last year, or let's just say a lot of stress in the last year, and you were also someone who spent a lot of time helping other people in the last year, the time and effort you spend helping other people completely negated any negative health risks from the stress in and of itself, compared to people who were highly stressed and did not spend as much time helping other people. So with the holidays here in just a couple weeks, or maybe even this week, depending on when you're watching this video, I want you to think about, you've got 2 weeks at the most to get in your random acts of kindness to make up for all the stress in the last year. I'm just teasing, but seriously, isn't that neat? Isn't it neat that our body can respond in such a way to allow us to complete these amazing feats that we may not have done without our stress response, and that if we do so while we're helping other people, it's a win-win all around. Anyway, I just thought I would share. Now, I want you to join me. Go ahead and close your eyes, and I want you to just take a moment and think about your breath. Bring your breath in, bring your breath out. And I want you to picture in your mind's eye this next year. See it laid out before you. But before you go too far, take a moment to think back in this last year. What were the biggest stressors in your life this last year? Just take a moment and recognize them. And now, knowing what we know about our perception of stress and helping other people, I want you to take those stressors into the new year, and I want you to see yourself tackling those stressors with all of the gumption and all of the attention to detail and energy that your body's stress response brings to the table. I want you to see yourself doing that. And I want you to see yourself and your mind and how you think about that process. Is the stress overwhelming? Or is it your superpower? This is so crucial, is understanding this perception of stress. And as we go into the new year again, I want you to see yourself practicing this response, this mindset around the stressful things that happen in our life. And I want you to see yourself reaching out to those around you, offering your help, offering your body and your capabilities and your resources and your stress-induced superpowers to help those around you. Thank you for spending a few minutes talking with me. I hope you have a blessed holiday, and we will be seeing you in 2023.